Boom, you looking for this?
Oh, now he's going away. Let's see if he tells them anything.
They made a mistake. A man who was just released on 4 ended up back on 2 the next day. Word got out on the floor and then they killed them all.
You need those other men there.
Wait, what happened?
They're just
Oh,
leaving.
the guy who got out on level 4, and then they put him back. Is that what happened?
You
Yeah, and I guess they rioted.
no one's getting out, are they? Not now.
What?
Not after this.
Dang, dude, this is crazy.
At least your friend is free.
You two, on program now.
That's dark.
That is dark.
Hands on your heads. Move.
But like, really, you wouldn't
Let's
think
go.
it
Let's
doesn't
go.
look bad, but it is bad. If that makes any sense.
Let's go. How many guards on each level?
Never more than 12.
Oh,
Dude,
Gollum's
that's
in.
sick. That's so sick. Welcome back to BoomShot. I'm Kel. This is Colby,
Yes,
and we
sir.
just finished Andor episode 9. Episode 9.
Sadly, I think.
Yes, and
Sadly, I'm
yeah.
sad because there's only 3 left.
yes, sadly, I'm right there with you, man. Like, so we won't do any cut or whatever. Let's just go ahead and jump right into this. What'd you think,
I love this episode.
dude? Yes,
I'll say this, dude. I think it's the darkest, most down to earth anything we've ever gotten from Star Wars.
I would agree with that. I'd have to agree, dude, and that's high praise coming from compared to Clone Wars and stuff, because it got pretty grim. In
It did,
Clone Wars.
and the thing is, it's hard to draw a parallel with Clone Wars because
Yeah.
it's animated. And that's not me bashing. It's my favorite show of all time.
Yeah,
But when it's easy to draw parallels with this to things that could happen on Earth
yeah,
because it's live action.
mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think this is the darkest thing we've ever gotten in Star Wars episode,
Easily.
movie.
Easily
Anything.
between Bix and her
that was horrible.
in the torture scene. Obviously, we got the guy. I think his name was Salmon or something like that.
He's swimming upstream.
Yeah,
dude.
he really was swimming upstream trying to fight against the Empire, dude. But poor Salmon. They didn't ask
Rest
for
in
that.
peace. He died.
Yeah.
They hung him. Oh, that was dark too. I forgot about that.
No, they did hang him.
They didn't show it, but yeah.
They did hang him. I didn't.
And
Dude,
she
I
was
totally-
like, "Do as you wish."
Bro, I totally forgot about that. Wow, they did hang him. No, but between Bix, the fact that guy suffered from a stroke and they just euthanized him right there.
Dude, I literally said that as it was happening. I think even before he was in that hallway and went down,
Yeah.
got the stroke. I was like, they're gonna euthanize this guy.
Yeah.
And they don't care. They're gonna.
No, they
euthanize
don't
him.
care. I think they cared.
Right,
but
the Empire doesn't.
no, they
obviously.
don't care. But see, that's what I think I like so much about this show is because during the original trilogy and even the animated shows or whatever, everything that we've seen so far of the Galactic Civil War has never really shown how dark the Empire really is. Ultimately, everything that we've seen is them fighting the rebellion, but we never figured out why the rebellion started. We just heard the Empire was bad, but now we're getting to see it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I never really thought the Empire was all that evil. Honestly.
Yeah, I mean, we've never seen anything like this. And Clone Wars was dark in spots, but still, it was just very Star Wars in that it was you're in outer space most of the time.
Yeah.
You got these big characters, but in this we haven't seen a Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
It's Andor, a guy who's just trying to scrap for his life.
Yeah,
And he
gets screwed over,
Yeah.
put in prison for 6 years. Thinks
For
he
nothing.
thinks he might get out. But then they figure out that nothing's gonna happen, and now there's nothing else they can do. They're either gonna die getting out or they're gonna die in prison. There's no other way to look at it.
Right. Yeah, and I guess we could talk about how do you think they're going to escape? They talked about it a little bit.
Yeah,
Just ambushing the people when they bring in a new person.
yeah,
And I guess that's going to be... I guess they're going to have to rally the troops and talk at nighttime like he was trying to do.
yeah. It seems like, and he makes a good point. Why would they care? They don't think anybody's gonna revolt against them. Which that's the best. That's their best element of surprise. It's the Empire's not suspecting it whatsoever. But the problem is they've got the floor, obviously, so that's going to be a bit of an issue to deal with. I'm not really sure how they're going to get out. Yeah, they said they're going to ambush, but it's going to take a lot of people, obviously. But the floor just presents such a problem because no matter where you're walking, you're vulnerable.
Yeah, and I can see, too, now that it seems... I guess they're kind of implying that the guy got freed on 2 or 4 or whatever and I think he was freed on level 2.
Freed on
and they just put him right back into level 4.
Yeah, either way around, it doesn't matter. Either way, he got freed, and then he got screwed over.
So but then everybody on 4 died, or 2. Everybody on 2 died. So I guess it was the reverse.
Yeah,
and so they must have tried to revolt, and then they just killed everybody.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. They might crack down now. It might make it a lot harder just to ambush one guy that comes down and drops somebody off. It might be 3 guarded people now.
Yeah, and that's kind of what the guy was saying. He was like, "Look, like it's going to get much, much worse. You're going to be you're going to want to be in that. You'd rather have a stroke and just get euthanized than be in this prison."
That was dark, dude.
And I'm trying to think, like, because it's not like they're just in prison doing nothing. Like they're working 12-hour days, doing like some intense labor. So it's very crazy just to see like the way the Empire's working. I don't know. I love it.
And one thing I love too in this episode was Andy Serkis's character. I mean, he's really grown on me. Gollum, he's precious at this point to me.
He is indeed. That was nice working. He is indeed precious. I mean, he's Claw in the MCU. I mean, he's Claw's dead. He was Snoke in Star Wars a couple years down the road, so we'll figure that one out. But I know I'm actually really loving his character too. I have to say that about. There's not a character I hate in this show. There's literally not. If I hate them, it's because they're good at acting. That's why I hate them. Like, because they're good at portraying their character.
Dude, another thing is your boy John Walker. Does he have a little bit of a crush?
Dude, I mean, to be fair, I'd have a crush on her too. She's an alpha. Like,
she is an alpha.
I'd be scared of her, dude. Yeah, no, I was thinking about that too. Do you think he has a crush on her?
It's so cringe, but it was a good type of cringe. Like, like it had me wanting to see what was going to happen here with this guy.
I thought she was about to pull out a gun and just shoot him and just throw him over the cliff or over the bridge.
It was so hard to watch, but at the same time, I wanted to see what was going to happen. So I think they did that on purpose, but still,
it was definitely hard to watch. It's like I was like, dude, they're making this guy like he's definitely like the definition of an incel. Like that's what they're trying to like portray him as in Star Wars.
Well, yeah, his character has been.
He's been through a lot. Dude.
He's been through a lot, and he's the wild card in this whole show.
Yeah, I think he is too.
Because with everybody else, we kind of pretty much know their intentions, but with him, like he's just all over the place.
Yeah, like I mean, we know Dedra's trying to chase after Andor. We know that Luthen and Mon Mothma and everybody else are getting the rebellion started. We know where Andor's at. He's in prison. This guy, we really don't know what he's gonna, but he's still a part of the show. He was not. That's what I think I like most about him, though. He wasn't just a plot device to get us to the main part or whatever.
Yeah.
No, he's still a part of the show, and I like that.
Yeah, that's a good point. I really love that this show is dedicated. Because a lot of times shows will build up like 3 storylines at the beginning, and then just kind of drop off the other ones with no finish and just go with one. And you're just unsatisfied. Like what?
Exactly. What happened to this? What happened to that?
But this one is continuing every storyline through. Yeah, I really like that.
And so we can talk about what's going to happen with. I mean, actually, we can talk about what's going to happen with Dedra and I guess really the ISB in general. They're still looking for Andor, and they're about to go interrogate somebody else, a captured pilot.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh, Spellhouse or something like that, or I don't know. I don't know what the place was, but she's about to go interrogate this dude. Ooh, I'm really interested to see what happens there.
You know what that was giving me vibes of was the guy, I forget his name, in Rogue One, the pilot.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I don't know what his name is, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he's a great actor. I mean, and they tortured him. Saw Gerrera and the boys tortured him with that beast. Yeah, that's kind of what that was reminding me of. Dude,
it really is so interesting to get to see the darkest part of the Empire, dude. Like they're just ruthless. They don't care. Like she's all over the place trying to track down this one dude. Like, and whoever gets in her way, she doesn't care. Like, I love that, dude.
And not to draw a comparison to Saw and Dedra, but like that's just what it reminded me of. Cause
they're like on 2 separate extremes. Really. Yeah. Like she's on the bad extreme, I guess, and he's on the bad extreme, but for a good reason, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he's trying to do the right thing, and I love Saw as a character. Yeah, and Dedra. I mean, Dedra's been really good.
And that's also something we haven't gotten to see in a little while too. Like in terms of Dedra and Cyril, like people who are dedicated. Like most of the time, people in the Empire, from what we've seen, are just useful idiots. Like they don't really care about what they're doing. They're just doing it because it's their job. But like she genuinely cares about really preserving the Empire, and so does Cyril. Like Cyril cares about preserving justice and order. I can't imagine I can't imagine if he was working for the Republic, he'd be the same exact way. He just want to protect the Republic.
Yeah, we really haven't seen that other than like the really high ups, like your Palpatines and.
Not even really. I mean, Vader maybe at this point, but later Vader didn't care.
Yeah, that's true.
Later Vader.
And especially like the officer level and stuff like that.
Yeah, they just don't care.
Yeah, they're just kind of there. We haven't really got to see them in an aspect like this.
I think that's why I like Dedra so much and Cyril so much because, like, well, first of all, Cyril reminds me of John Walker, and I love John Walker. But also because they're actually dedicated to what they believe what they're doing. Like, I like that.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Because it resonates. I mean, even if I don't agree with what they're doing, and I can at least respect why they're doing it. You know?
Yeah, it makes you appreciate them as a character more. Like they're not some wishy-washy villain.
Yeah.
I feel like we've been getting that a lot recently in different areas, but
yeah, exactly. People who really they don't even have like a proper motive. Like. And it's a really easy proper motive to just say that they're dedicated to the Empire, but at least like that's something that that's been sold to me. Like
yeah.
I've been sold on that idea that they're just genuinely dedicated to the Empire, which I really like. But now I think we can transition to Mon Mothma and whatever the other guy's name is, and then is that her sister Vel or cousin?
Vel, yeah. I had I thought she said cousin, or the other person said cousin, but then my wife was telling me they said sister, so I'm a little confused.
Yeah, I'm a little bit confused. They're related in some.
They're related.
They're related in some capacity, which I didn't see that coming either.
No, I didn't. Yeah.
That actually shocked me. Like she walked in, I was like, "Dang, what?" I did not know that, but it's like funny because like she's the connection, but like Mon Mothma doesn't know anything about Andor. But if she did, she'd probably like, want to close that tie off. Like, because Andor is a loose... Like, Mon Mothma's scared about getting caught.
Dude, yeah, that's true. That's true. You know what the crazy thing is? They have him. They have Andor.
I know.
That's the crazy thing about this.
And they're still looking... That's so... But that's like the best part about it, because they're looking in all the wrong places.
I know.
Dude, that's what... This show's great, dude.
That's the crazy thing. Like, he might be dead right now if the Empire didn't already have him.
Yeah. He really probably would have been dead already, which is something that I think we predicted. That after the episode where they stole all the money, we were like, "What's gonna happen to Andor now?" And we thought that maybe he would escape, but then like Luthen's gonna try and catch him, and then all this other stuff. But that's not what happened at all. Like it's so funny because he just ended up in prison. Now everybody's looking for him, but they're all looking in the wrong place.
Which is, he's right under their nose.
Yeah, it's great, dude. Dude, I've got to say it. I think this is the best Star Wars I've seen on Disney Plus. I've genuinely loved this show.
Yeah, and we haven't covered it yet, but Tales of the Jedi was beautiful.
Yeah, Tales of the Jedi was beautiful.
To me, these are both neck and neck. They're very different. I mean, obviously animated and live action.
Yeah. And
the eras are very different, but I love them both.
And yeah, I guess I shouldn't say I guess I shouldn't compare because at the end of the day, like good Star Wars is good Star Wars, and I'm down to see any kind of good Star Wars.
Everything's good Star Wars right now. They hadn't missed.
They really haven't missed.
With
I'd
the
say
2 shows that have come out.
Yeah, I'd say since Kenobi could have been better. Book of Boba Fett was pretty good, and then anything before that, Mando, and Star Wars: The Clone Wars season 7, bombs. Like,
yeah, that's kind of the thing too. Like you were saying about Dedra and Kenobi, we're kind of hoping for the Grand Inquisitor to be like sold out.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get and Vader, which he was, but the Inquisitor dies really early off.
Yeah.
And we didn't get to see him. He wasn't sold out.
And Vader's just sold on a vendetta, which is like I get it, but it's just I don't know. Like ultimately, at the end of the day, they're just seeking more power, whereas Dedra's just seeking the Empire's best interest. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you can
she
make that
really believes like she's doing the right thing.
Yeah, which is so cool to see. Like, because it makes you so mad. You're so brainwashed. But at the end of the day, like, it's so good to watch. It sells me as a viewer. Like, I'm watching this, I'm like, oh, dude, her character's amazing.
You know, I would say we really haven't seen that much in Star Wars at all. But Tales of the Jedi with Dooku is kind of the same way. It's very a short glimpse of it.
Yeah.
But at the beginning, you kind of think, if you don't know who that is, you don't know that's Dooku. You're thinking, okay, he's trying to save these people.
Yeah.
And then he chokes the guy, and you're like, okay, that's a little too far.
Yeah.
But you think, okay, he has the right motive, and then he takes it too far. Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, that's another example. I think Star Wars, if they keep going that route, it's gonna go a long way.
Yeah, because I mean, ultimately, like, Star Wars. I'm not gonna say they've been bad at this, but historically, it's almost like they've been bad at portraying real issues. and like seeing Dooku, like that was what made Anakin so relatable, is because like he actually believed in what he was doing too.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
that's why everybody loved Anakin so much. Like he was willing to go the extra mile because he thought it was the only way to do it. Like he thought it was the best way to accomplish the mission. And same with like Dooku, but oh dude, that Tales of the Jedi was amazing too.
Yeah, it was.
It was really good. Star Wars hasn't missed recently, but it's hard for me. It's hard for me to say anything's beat Andor because I've been invested.
And yeah, most people be like, okay, Mando's way better than Andor. And don't get me wrong, I love Giancarlo Esposito, and I love Gus Fring.
Yeah.
And his character in Mando. But if they would have gave him more screen time, yeah, I think his villain would have been better. Not saying he's a bad villain.
Yeah.
But Dedra,
she's up there, dude.
they've given her way more screen time.
Yeah.
And I think that's maybe what gives this show the next level.
And the thing is, like for Moff Gideon, like he's like the big bad, like he is a Moff, like he's got the dark saber, like he's this big bad dude. Dedra's just a normal ISB supervisor, but she's like so targeted. Like she's not anybody special. She's just doing her job.
Right. And
which makes her dangerous.
Yeah, and you see her going through all this like extra hours, and she's putting in all this work. And most of the time, I feel like with Moff Gideon, it's just him like being a beast, which is cool to see. But we don't get to see him getting into down and dirty and putting in the work to find Mando.
Yeah, exactly. And all the best villains have like a prep. You know, like they have a master plan of what's going on, and they're in control. Man, gosh, I love this show.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It really is beautiful. Okay, like I said, it's hard to compare, but in terms of enjoyment, like between Mando and like this show, like as live action superpowers for Star Wars, I have to go this show. I don't think I can hold myself back. And don't get me wrong, I love Boba Fett, bro, and Mando season 2, and all the other stuff that was going on. But dude, because this show isn't relying on like a Baby Yoda type thing to like it doesn't rely on that at all. It just relies on good storytelling.
Yeah,
simply. Not that Mando has like relied on Baby Yoda, but that's been like something that's boosted it for sure.
Yeah, and that's I think you made a good point about Dedra, and really now that I've watched Breaking Bad, update by the way.
Yeah,
Giancarlo Esposito, he's one of my favorite actors.
Yeah,
and I just wish they would have given him more screen time and done what they've done.
Exactly.
To him, what they've done with Dedra. Mm-hmm. I think he could have been one of the best villains, Marvel, Star Wars, DC.
Yeah, 100 easy. Yeah, 100%. Anyway, I could rant about this show for another hour and a half, but let us know what you guys think. I think we say this every week, and most times y'all don't make it this far, but if you ever do make it this far, let us know what you guys think of Andor. I think it's amazing. He thinks it's amazing. Other Star Wars fans probably don't agree with us, but anyway, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.